Hello everyone. In today's video, I'm going to be showing off my entire DS and 3DS game collection, both physical and digital. And as of February 12th, 2018. So, the Nintendo DS has been around since 2004, and I believe it was discontinued in 2014 or so, along with the final game being I think it was Frozen, something like that. But yeah, so as you can see, I only have six DS games here. I actually do have 8, but the other 2 are missing the cases. So let's begin. Yeah. So here we have Cooking Mama 2: Dinner with Friends. And this is actually my sister who got it. It was one of the first games we had for our DS Lites back in the day. About 10 years ago, actually. Almost 10 years ago. And now, here we have Sonic Rush. It's a really great game. You know, high-speed platforming action. It would later inspire the future 3D Sonic games. Then we have Sonic Rush Adventure. About as good as the first one. Definitely, they definitely padded out game time with the whole using the whole travel system. Now we have Tom Clancy's N-War. Yeah, I got this on sale. They were getting rid of all the DS games, and I thought, you know what, why not? I actually got a discount on this because, well, I have an Edge card. For those of you unaware, EB Game offers you a free Edge card, and depending on what level you're at, you can actually get discounts. So here we have Mega Man ZX for the DS. Yeah, I was actually at the counter when somebody told me that they had some more DS games, and I asked about some Mega Man, and they had it. And now finally, Exit DS. Don't know what this is about. Saw it for like $1, and I decided to get it. Now I should mention that this is I actually printed off this cover because it did not come with an actual cover. Case is also a bit scratched up. I don't know if you could tell, but yeah. Now the final DS games I've got. They're actually I actually have them in these cases. The Legendary Starfy. And I heard it shared some similarities to Kirby, and it was cheap, so I decided, why not? I wish it had the case, but oh well. You get what you get. And finally the other one was Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood for the Nintendo DS. Yeah, so I've heard a lot of people feel that this game wasn't that great. I actually liked it the first time I played it. Have not bothered to finish it, though. Alright. So that pretty much covers my entire DS collection. I actually did have more games. But I have actually traded them in at EB Games over the years. The first game I actually owned was New Super Mario Brothers. I had quite a bit of fun with that game. Alright. Now, moving on to my 3DS collection. Yes, the Nintendo 3DS. It's hard to believe this thing came out in 2011, and here we are 7 years later. It's still going. I mean, I was a 6th grader back then when it first released, and now here I am in university. Man, time really flies. So, anyways, here we have my entire physical collection. First we got... This is an order of purchase, by the way. Or at least I think it is. So one of the first games I got was Sonic Generations for the 3DS. At the time, I did not own a PlayStation 3, so this was the closest thing I could get. It's a pretty fun game. I don't think you should pay full price for it, though, but still, it's still a nice distraction. I actually put quite a number of hours into this, surprisingly. Next up we have Style Savvy Trendsetters. Okay, this is actually my sister's, so yeah. I don't really have anything to say about this. Next up we have Mario Kart 7. Yeah, I believe I traded a bunch of my DS games just to get this thing. Is it a fun Mario Kart game? Yeah, it is. I don't necessarily, at the time, I didn't necessarily think it was better than Mario Kart on Wii, though. I mean, the paragliding and underwater seems nice, but I feel like it wasn't fully utilized. Next up, Mario Tennis Open. At first I thought it was fun until I realized how bland it really is. I mean, there's really not much, there's really no main gimmick of this game, aside from those floor panels that allow you, that changes color every time you hit. Next up, Sonic Lost World. I was really looking forward to this game. I really was. A 3D Sonic game on a handheld? That sounds interesting until I played it, and it wasn't what I expected it to be. I still had fun, but a lot of people do not like this version compared to the console or PC version. Next up, Tomodachi Life. I honestly got this because, well, they showed it off at a Nintendo Direct, I think, and I thought it was interesting to say the least. I was intrigued by it. I mean, at the time, I really liked the Mii characters, so I decided to get it, and at the end of the day, my sister ended up putting more time into it than me. Next up, Art Academy Lessons for Everyone. Nothing to say other than this was a gift for my sister. We have not touched this. And then Skylanders, Spyro's Adventure. Okay, so when I got this, it actually did come with a portal. Didn't come with any of the Skylanders, though. And I should mention that you cannot delete any of the data on the Skylander with this version of the game. Don't know why that is, but you just can't. I think it's an average platformer. That's really all I have to say about it. I think the console versions are definitely the better choice. Especially with Imaginators on the Switch. And of course, how could I forget Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS. Now here's an interesting story. This actually released around the same time as... Wait, no. Yeah, actually no. What happened was it was. I think it was around the same time. I can't remember, but I got this. I remember when this game first released, and there were shortages everywhere, and it was hard to find. And a couple weeks later, Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal came out, and I was actually looking forward to that. I got it, beat it in a couple days, so I decided to use my satisfaction guarantee, because you can do that if you have an EB Games Edge card, and I traded it for this instead. Yeah. I have put over 100 hours into this. It's a great fighting game. I'm really looking forward to whatever Smash Brothers game they put on the Switch. Hopefully it's a port with all the DLC, because I don't see them doing a brand new one. Skylanders Giants. This is actually the starter pack I got for $10. I think my sister got it for me. So yeah. Not really much to say. I mean, it's just more Skylanders. I will give it some credit. It's a bit more refined when it comes to Spyro's Adventure in terms of gameplay. And I should mention that, unlike the console versions, you can actually jump in these games. Yeah. Can't do that in the Wii version, at least. Next up, we have Animal Crossing New Leaf, the Nintendo Select Edition, which doesn't really mean anything. Now, I actually already own the game. I got it as part of Club Nintendo's in its final months. This is actually my sister's copy, which I got her. The thing with Animal Crossing New Leaf is that you can become mayor, but if anybody else wants to use it, they immediately become a citizen. You don't create another save file, unfortunately. It does not create another save file. You both share the same world. I should also mention, I got this about a month or so before they announced the new update, which kind of sucks, since now I have to download the update every time I put it in a new system. But oh well. Next up, Sonic Boom Fire and Ice. Yes, I was very hesitant to get this. I actually pre-ordered it, canceled it after I thought, $50 is too much. And then I waited a while, and here it is. Yeah, this is the launch edition, which comes with a DVD containing 3 episodes from the TV show. And what do I think about the game? I think it's pretty decent. Unfortunately, it's not the kind of game that you'd want to pay a great deal of money for. I mean, $40, that's a lot. I mean, just weeks after I bought this, they actually reduced the price of a used copy to $25. So, yeah, I kind of got screwed in that department. Also, there is one interesting thing I should mention about this, and that is the box art. Okay, so you see how the icon right here is for Sonic Boom Fire and Ice, right? Well, inside, they use the icon for Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal. Yeah. Oops, guys. Yeah. Kind of makes it feel like a lazy attempt now, doesn't it? Anyways, moving on, we have Fire Emblem Birthright and Fire Emblem Fates Birthright and Fire Emblem Fates Conquest. I actually bought this off of somebody through Carousel, this really nice app that's pretty much like Kijiji, I think. I was originally going to get this for $25, but then I called the seller, and she offered me Conquest for another $5. So I took the offer, and here I have both Fire Emblem games for $30. I should mention that these 2 games alone still cost around $40 each. So I saved quite a bit. And interestingly, I've still yet to finish either of these games. Now, moving on, we have Xenoblade Chronicles 3D for the new Nintendo 3DS. Honestly, I actually got my new 3DS just for this game. Yeah, I did. That, and also improve loading times in certain games like Smash Brothers, plus the C-Stick. So this is a port of the original Xenoblade Chronicles on Wii, which unfortunately did not have many copies available at launch, and as such, it's become very expensive. Even the 3DS version is a bit expensive, and I actually had to bring in another copy from another EB Games, just so I could get it at a one closer to where I was. I've only played a couple minutes in it, but it looks fine. I definitely see why people prefer the Wii version over this, and because of especially because this playing a full console game on the go just does not feel the same as a game built from the ground up. I'm sure some Switch owners understand what I mean. It just feels a bit odd. But anyways, moving on, I actually got this game, Fire Emblem Echoes Shadow Valencia. I actually got this on sale for about $30. Normally this costs $50, so that's 40% off. Yeah, so this game is a remake of Fire Emblem Gaiden from I think the NES or SNES. I can't remember, but I've heard this thing drastically changes the formula. Here's to the new Fire Emblem game on Switch. Okay. Next up, Resident Evil Revelations. You know, this is one game that's seen so many console releases. I mean, this thing's available on practically just about everything, including the Wii U. First, it was released on the 3DS, then brought over to PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Wii U, and then it was eventually ported over to PS4 and Xbox One, and more recently was released on the Switch as part of the Resident Evil Revelations collection. I got this because, well, I got it for the 3DS because I wanted to experience the game on the original hardware, and of course, when I played the demo, I was very impressed by the quality. This is a phenomenal looking game for the 3DS. Now, I also got this because of one thing. So, initially, during its first print, there was actually a mistake in the spelling, as you can see right here. Resident Evil Revelations. So, the I and T are in the wrong places. So yeah, that's a thing. And who knows, maybe one day it might actually be worth something. So, I've actually been playing it just recently, and it's a great game so far. Definitely had some problems with the C-Stick, though. Definitely play with the Circle Pad Pro if you have one, or heck, get maybe the console version is better. Yeah, I definitely say the Switch version is the best. Probably the best version to get because it's both a console and handheld at the same time. So that's that. Now, the next two games. I have actually not opened these. I got these less than a week ago. And that is Shin Megami Tensei Shimigami Tensei Devil Summoner Soul Hackers. I actually saw this at Walmart a while ago. It actually came with the CD. I passed up on it, and I kind of regretted it now because I think somebody I know actually was the one who bought it. Yeah, I actually saw footage of this, and I thought, I think the first time I saw this was through a trailer or something. This is actually a port of a Sega Saturn game, and was finally released about 10-15 years later on the 3DS. And heck, what better way to... And heck, why not? Why not start with this game? I mean, I was intrigued by the trailer, so yeah. And finally, the most recent game I've gotten, physically anyways, Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance. Oh, by this point, I played just about every other Kingdom Hearts game except the DS games. I did try a bit of 358, but then I traded it like 3 weeks later, and I haven't even tried Coded. But other than that, I pretty much played all the other ones through the HD compilations on PlayStation 3. I was a bit hesitant at first because, $35. I could have bought Kingdom Hearts 2.8 for the same price, but why not experience the game on its original hardware? Couldn't hurt, right? Yeah. I've actually considered returning this, but who knows? It's also Circle Pad Pro compatible as well, so there's that. Oh, right, how could I forget? So before I got Resident Evil Revelations, I actually got this game, ChibiRobo Zip Lash. Honestly, if you're wondering, I just bought it for the amiibo. This thing itself was $10, so for $10, I'm getting both a game and an amiibo, which is a steal. So Walmart originally was selling this for about $50. $50, and now it's down to It was down to $10. From what I played so far, it's an average platformer. Really don't have much to say about it. And it's sad to think that this was probably the last ChibiRobo game, since it probably didn't sell very well. Alright, so that pretty much covers my entire physical collection. Now, moving on to my digital collection. Oh, this is where my collection doubles in size. Okay, so here we are with my new 3DS. So let's start with the free-to-play games. Pokemon Shuffle, Mini Mario and Friends Amiibo Challenge, Team Kirby Clash Deluxe, Metroid Prime Blast Ball, which is more or less the demo of the game, Ironfall Invasion, Nintendo Badge Arcade, Pokemon Picross, Pokemon Rumble World, Stretchmo. Now, contrary to what you've just seen, I actually have not played a Pokemon game in my life. I'm dead serious, by the way. Rusty Real Deal Baseball. And finally, Steel Diver Subwars. Yeah, so that's pretty much the free-to-play games. Next up, the actual 3DS games. So this is the original version of Animal Crossing New Leaf I got. Again, I got it for free from Club Nintendo during its final months. Next up is the new My Nintendo's program exclusive Picross, The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Attack of the Friday Monster, A Tokyo Tale, Darts Up 3D, Project Cross Zone, Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D, which I also got from Club Nintendo. I've got to run Complete Edition, which I actually got for about 10 cents. There was actually on sale for 10 cents because of former President Satoru Iwata's death. The creator wanted to put it up on sale in dedication to him. So that's how I got this game. And finally, Ghost Recon Shadow War. So yeah, that's it for my actual full retail 3DS games. Now let's move on to the DSiWare. And for here I got WarioWare Touch, DL, Nintendo, Art Academy First Semester, Zelda Four Swords Adventure, Zelda Four Swords Anniversary Edition, which I got for free, Learning Piano, Electronic Keyboard, and that's pretty much it for DSiWare. And I think let's do the demos. So I got a crap ton of demos here. Yeah. Even for games I already own. Now, one thing I should quickly point out is that the Resident Evil Revelations demo is actually slightly altered from the full retail version. Just wanted to point that out. You start off in a different room in the actual game compared to the demo. That's pretty much it for all my demos here. And finally, Virtual Console games. Alright, so we got The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening Deluxe, Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages, Super Mario Bros. 3, Kirby's Dream Land, 3D Classics Kid Icarus, and that's pretty much it. So that pretty much covers my entire DS and 3DS collection, guys. If you actually stuck around for the last 24 minutes, thank you so much. But like always, guys, like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more.